In this video, we're going to focus on inserting or getting the AJAX code so we can start working with sending our data to the receiving file. So first of all, let's start and look at our AJAX code, or at least how AJAX code looks like. So here we have a list or like a sample AJAX code, and that's what we're going to use. And this code looks very intimidating, but if you understand exactly what part you need to pinpoint, you will notice it's quite easy to do. Alright, so what we're going to do first of all is to look at this code and understand a few items here. So you can see here this one. The function is the function name. So basically, when you are going to send data like here, or when you open up here update and you click here on save changes, basically this needs to be what we call our moment that we send or trigger the function. So that's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to start adjusting that by giving this a on-click effect. So we say on-click equals. And what we will do is we just change the name of this. So what we want to do is here, let's say update user info. Yes. So if this is what we call our on-click function name, so we need to make sure that this here, the on-click update function, will have this name as well. Alright, so we've got this. Next, what we have to do is we can just copy this one and probably move it in here, because this is the place where we will start working with. Next, what we can do is once we have this done, we're going to look here for the following things. So now you will say, okay, we have this, and then what will happen is basically this is all standard AJAX commands, so you can ignore this. It basically says that if there's a connection and the connection is status 200, means status okay or connected, it's fine. So probably you heard of a 404 error. Well, this is related to this. 404 means there's an error, 500 means there's a database error, and 200 means there's a connection and everything works as it should. So that's fine. So then what is important is this part here. So what we want to do now is, of course, to pinpoint or adjust the item of our file here. So basically, if you're going to click here on update first name, last name, and the title, question is, what exactly or where will we show that? Well, we want to put it in here. So we're going to make here a nice div with an ID name, and that ID will be our target for updating. So let's start and go here back. So this is our file here where we see the hello world. So we're going to give this an ID, and our ID name will be here update info. So that's the ID. So basically, once we insert this, an update info will come in here, and probably I realize that this is probably a more better idea is to get it in the div itself. Reason why I'm doing that is because here we will work later on with more information. We're going to probably create some more paragraphs for the name, first name, last name, and of course the title. So having it in the div above, meaning that we will refresh later on in AJAX this entire box or this entire div, is probably better. Alright, so once we have this update info needs to be included here as well. So we say here, once we send everything, what do we want to adjust? We want to adjust the document with the get element ID name of update info, basically targeting this one here. Alright, once we have that, next we want to send this data. So quite common you'll see that this part they call parameters, and then it will change here as well parameters, but you can say anything here. You can say send user data, that's fine as well, as long as this is consistent. So then we have this, and then we have here these items here. So what is this exactly? Well, it's basically the items we have here. We have here these three items with an ID as well. And as you can see here for the title, we have the ID for last name and first name. So these three are basically what we're getting. When we say here, get the value and then the document from the ID, or from the document ID of, well, first name, that's what we need, okay. We have here the other one is for last name, and this here can be also first name. You can name this anything you want, does not matter. Last name The only thing here what's very important is make sure you pay attention to this and you have these plus and ampersand symbols. Yes, so we're going to add another one. If you want to add another one, we just have to move this semicolon down. And then basically we'll say here again plus, then here single quotation, and then ampersand, saying that we want now the title, and then ampersand plus, and then we say document dot get element, oh, capital letters, pay attention to capital letters, element by ID, and then here we say title. Basically that's what you're doing, and say dot value, because you want to extract from that ID the value that we inserted. So that's it. So once you did this all, then of course it will start to, because we have a post method, we want to insert it in a database, then it will go to what we call the file name or the receiving file, right? So once we send it to the receiving file, if it's true, everything works, and then everything is working as it should. So let's copy this all. We're going to insert this here in the sending part. And let's save this. And once I click save, you will see now we have something that works. All right. So we'll open the developer tab, and then you will see something. So we click here on update. The moment we click on update and we click here on save change, you will see an error message. Yes, so as you can see, it took a while, and after it will pop up the error message. And the reason is, you can see here post, but there's an error, 404 error. It cannot find the receiving file, and pay attention to the path as well. It is not in a folder. Since we are in the folder AJAX course, there should be also a folder here. So that's what we're going to do in the next video.